Hi guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is your host Alex. Today is going to be a very short video. I'm going to show you how to propagate sweet olive or osmanthus fragrant. I have two sweet olives here. Let me show you. One is right here. This one is I think I did a video on that before. A sweet olive fragrant. And another word, it's a silver sweet olive. Four categories of sweet olives. One is white olive, white sweet olive. It's fragrant. Its flower is very white and vanilla color. And there's a silver olive, which is color is white and mainly white, and it's very fragrant as well. And then there's a sweet olive. Orange sweet olive, which is the most expensive one and is most fragrant one and has the most bloom as well. And then the last one is called the red sweet olive, which is bloom in red color, and it has what should I say, pretty good amount of flowering too. But out of all those three, silver, white, orange, and red, the orange one ranked the top and is the most expensive and most fragrant one. Now, among those three, most of them blooms at fall or early spring. There's a one, it's called Four Seasons sweet olive. It blooms all 4 seasons, but the thing is, it doesn't bloom a lot, just bloom a very little, and fragrant is mild. Okay. Anyway, back to my subject here. So I have a two sweet olive here. That's that one right there. It's a silver sweet olive, and this one over here is orange sweet olive. Yeah, that's the expensive one. Now, yes, doing propagation, I thought about doing it with a silver olive, but its branches, it's not big, but you know, it's doable. But I like the shape it's in right now. So most of the time when I do propagation, I usually pick up the one that's growing a lot of leaves, a lot of branches, and some of the branches I don't need anymore. That's why I do propagate that way. I don't randomly just, hey, I want to do propagation right now. I want to propagate. I'm going to go over there and just cut a random branch off and do it. Anyway, so today I'm going to do the propagation on this one, orange sweet olive. Scientific name is right there. So as you can see, let me zoom it in. Let me zoom it in real quick. See if I can get it focused. Yeah, right here. See those branches? They're pretty healthy and long. And the main thing is this one has just been about 3 years old. So its main branch is big too. See, I also thinking about cutting this branch off and move to a different pot. But as far as I can tell, they don't look that bad too. You see the one on the side, it's a little crooked. That's why I try to move it and keep the other one straight. But as with sweet olive, they have tendency of growing multiple branches down below. You don't really, you can, but you don't really have to cut them off. Okay. Anyway, now the preparation we need, very easy. You can see a water tray to hold my sphagnum moss, the potting mix, and yes, you're right. I'm better obsessed with sphagnum moss, as you can see. The reason I like to use this one as propagation mix is that sphagnum moss is clean. It's sterile, no bacteria. And then I have these cups. Let me zoom it in. I got these cups from online program. It's a very good cup. It holds the water below, and let me show you. See. It holds the water below, and there's a little hole on the bottom of this cup which let the water through. I'm going to just put sphagnum moss on top and then put the water a little bit over the hole, so that way it will constantly providing the water to the sphagnum moss. At the same time, it won't drown the roots, the new cuttings, too wet. And then of course we have a root hormone there, and that's about it, and a pruner of course to cut it with. And now let's look at the sweet olive one more time. Now, one thing for propagation is that you don't want to just cut like branch like this, you want to cut it a little higher with at least two nodes right there. So about that right there. But anyway, when I cut it, I'll show you, and then we'll go from there. All right. Okay, guys, I got all the tools ready, and the sweet olive that we're going to propagate is this one. This is the what I call the orange sweet olive. We're going to propagate two. We're going to make two cuttings, cutting propagation method. And just want to zoom over here real quick. I have a little assistant, Elena. Okay, and she's going to assist me getting the stuff prepared. Okay. Okay, Elena. Okay, we got the water and the into the tray right now. Elena, throw the sphagnum moss in there. So we got, yes, there's another piece over there. So we got two pieces of sphagnum moss, each one for each cup. Okay, throw the other one in there too. There's one in the back. Yeah, yes, So as you can see, the good sphagnum moss sucks up the water really quick because it's premium and it's absorb water really quick. Yes, again, I'm not affiliated with the New Zealand sphagnum moss. I'm not doing advertisement for them. This product is good, and I'm just telling you, it's good for propagation. And propagation in general, when you do a cutting propagation, let me show you the cup. You can use any other cup, but I got free from the this from the Embedded Insurance. Anyway, the reason why I pick the reason why I picked the sphagnum moss is that this sphagnum moss is very what should I say? Spongy, and also it's very sterile, means doesn't have bacteria in it. When you do any kind of cutting, unless the plant like my night blooming jasmine, which doesn't care what kind of mix you use, you can stick it into anything and it'll try to grow. But for orange jasmine and some other plants, that is, I think orange jasmine, orange sweet olive. Sweet olive tend to be a little bit of a picky on what kind of stuff that you can use for propagation, what kind of mix you can use for propagation. So number one rules of propagation for cutting is that if you don't know what kind of mix to use, always use sterile mix. That sterile means already been clean and it doesn't have any bacteria in it, or at least have very few bacteria in it that's not harmful to the plant. So as you can see, and another thing about propagation is you can put a mix up here, and you always want to keep some kind of water and I mean, if let's say this is a cup, we can do it this way too. We can put a potting mix in here, and because there's no hole in the bottom, so make sure the potting mix is moist, not wet. Wet means like soggy wet. That means if soggy wet, that means too much water in there. It'll kill the cutting. Remember, cutting is like a baby infant. You need to give it breathing room. So by having your moist content and mix in here, and then you put the cutting in here, it'll work that way too. And if you think the moisture escape from here too much, dries up too much, you can put a plastic film on over here to cover it up, so it'll have the moist in there. But if it's a hot day and humidity is high out there, you do not want to cover it up because it's going to cause mold in there. Okay, so my best approach I learned from the internet also is that have similar setup. Okay, don't have to be exactly the same. Similar setup. You have cup right here, and then you have water below, and when you put the water in, don't overflow the whole cup because the cutting is up here. So just flow it a little bit over. So the top, when the moist leaves, it still have water to replenish the moist in here. And another thing about I use sphagnum moss is that look at this. Like if I dry it up, just look how much space, like air. For humans, it's not much space, but for the plant, there are a lot of breathing rooms, so it's very healthy. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna make the cuttings on the sweet olive, and we're gonna bring it over here and put it in. Okay. Okay, guys. So we're looking at the orange sweet olive. Now, the main reason I want to propagate this one is that it has to do with pruning. I want to see what kind of size it's in. You can see the container. It's getting very leggy, long. Okay. Now I don't want my container to be in small size and this one grow way too tall, okay? So what I want to do is, like I say, I want to cut it right over here. That's the area that I want to select the cuttings from. Now I'm looking around and see which one has a bigger branch and has a, at least like these right here, these called node, at least 2 nodes in order to do a good propagation. Now I look at the back, I'm looking at this one. Now this one is pretty good. It's straight and it has about 1, 2, 3 nodes over there. So if I want to cut, I'm probably do a start from here. This, so if you do right, if you move it. Elena, can you help me here? Hold this one over so I can show people. Yeah. So you look at this one here. You see 1 node, 2 node, 3 node, 4 node. 5 nodes, 6 node. So we want at least 2. So you're looking here 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm thinking about cutting right here and use this one for propagation. Okay. Yes, we're gonna cut this one. So that's it, and we're gonna make another cutting. Maybe move your hand right now. Okay. Now you see, after I make this cutting, now the branch is all about the same level. But I'm gonna make another one, another cutting, and I'm actually gonna try to get this one out here, the front one. You can see 1, 2, 3, so we can do right here. Oh, so now it makes. You see, I don't cut this one with this one. I try to make it have a general shape. Okay. Now let's go back to the preparation. Okay. All right, now we're back to the preparation area. Okay, all right. Elena, stop hopping around, please. Okay. All right. So we got the mix ready and the water also. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour the water. I can do it this way. I can pour the water in. It reaches the bottom, just about a little bit on the top, maybe too much. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little bit more off. Yep, that's about right. Just touching the bottom. So I know how much this one to get. The other one will get the same amount. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna put the sphagnum moss in there. And as you can see, these sphagnum moss, just a little piece, it can expand into a very big piece. I think I overcut it. I gave it too much. But anyway, now you just stuck it in there. Yep. Elena, you want to do this one for me? Yeah. I think it's just about right, actually. Once you just squeeze in there, I had to make it work anyway. Okay. Now for the cuttings, one thing to know is that there are too many leaves on here, and when you do propagations, you want to get rid of the leaves. Okay. Reason being is that too much leaf demands too much water, and it extracts the new root system out. So what you can do is that you can cut the leaves off like that, and then I typically, when I do cutting propagation, I like to shave it on the side a little bit, and then I'm going to dip it in the root hormone. First thing off first, you want to poke a hole in here. Yeah. Poke a hole in here, and give me the root hormone, please. And then put some water on the other cuttings, and we're gonna finish cutting this one too. And also, if you can see closely, it's already started to form a little flower buds on the side because the temperature this week it's been cold and hot, cold and hot. So sweet olive love this kind of temperature. Now, if you ask me how many leaves do I typically want to leave, because you can't just, I typically leave about 1 to 4 leaves, and the leaf is big, I cut them a little bit. Okay, more. Elena, stuff all those in. Squeeze the water out and stuff it in. Okay. So these two are ready to go, and remember, sweet olive takes a long time for it to propagate to the cutting. For like night blooming jasmine, you'll see the you'll definitely see the result in like a week or 2. Sweet olive might take about 2 months. remember they're slow grower itself as well. So yeah, so basically what you do is squeeze down a little bit, make sure the potting sphagnum moss, in my case, it's touching the roots. It's what I call a snuffy. Yeah, exactly. Just like when you sleep, you snuck it in. Anyway, so that, see,
I'm done.
that's one right there.
I'm done.
You done already? Okay, there are more mosses over here. Don't waste my New England moss. Okay, more in here. All right. And if everything goes well, we'll see this result definitely. And like right now it's May, so we'll see it sometime July. Okay, so poke a hole in here, and then we get a root growth hormone, and then just push it down a little bit. Yes. Yes, it's flower. Later. Right now, not a flower season yet. So we're done. So 2 sweet olive propagation, and it's very basic. Like I want to say it again. Remember, the main key thing about propagation is that know your plants, and use sterile mixed for safety, for better chance of getting them to root. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, please click a like, and so we'll see you next time. Thank you, Elena.